So you're bad at building. Surprise. I hate to break it to you, sweet cheeks. I'm gonna teach you how to not be, okay? You're not gonna be bad at building after this, okay? We're gonna do episode 1. Episode 1 is going to be walls. I'm gonna pull up a demonstration. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to do it. You're gonna open Minecraft. You're not just gonna be watching this to fall asleep or with food, okay? You're gonna open Minecraft and you're learning. Okay? Awesome. So here is our bad example. Our bad example, we're gonna first point out is it's too short. You want at minimum 3 blocks high, okay? Now, saying this is bad is heavily over-constructism. This is okay. This is fine. This is satisfactory. This is a 50% effort. But the main thing for me right off the bat is that there's no contrast. There's no contrast. So we'll use the same block idea, but let's do spruce wood instead. Even just switching it like this. Make sure all the wood's the same way, please. Please and thank you. Okay. Looks way better already. But if you really want to do really good, put it 1 block forward. Just 1 block forward. Just a little oomph. And now you're having depth. Isn't that crazy? Now, I love doing a framework, so I usually will do something on top. Okay, stick with me. Look at this. Now, we have our depth. And this is perfect, okay? This is perfect depth. But let's add some pizzazz. My favorite pizzazz blocks is spruce trapdoors, stairs. Let's also get some bookcases up in here. We want all the color to match. So my favorite decorative blocks to add a little pizzazz, a little more shaping, are spruce trapdoors. I like them because they don't have holes in them, but you want them to match the wood you're connecting it towards because there's an effect that's being made. Stairs of the same wood as well. Shelves. Now these shelves are a new addition that I've recently loved to use, and I'm still learning how to use them more. What we're going to do is we're going to put stairs just in this little corner. Already, we're getting shape. We're getting something interesting to look at. Like, look at the little, yucky, gross. Look at that plain wall. Ooh, wow. But we can do more. We really can do more. Look at the little shelfy poo. Right there. Look at that. That shape is shaping more. Do you see how it's more of a softer curve? Now, we want to really everything. Add trapdoor. Now that one's not necessary. If it was higher up, I would for sure add it. But since it's on the bottom here, it doesn't add much to the effect. But here, we can do some up here as well. And now you get like a really smooth curve. And that's gorgeous to me. Now, boom. Look at that. It has just an extra and then you can go on to put your more wall. Now this is just like a plain wood house. If I was building a building actually like this, I would make this wood here stone. My personal opinion, just because it brings a sense of realism to Minecraft, which, very funny, Minecraft's not realistic. But usually buildings will have a strong, sturdy base at the bottom instead of having wood. Wood would be more of a component that would be used on the upper level since it's a lighter material. But we want a sturdy foundation. I know we just put these stairs in, and we want this little gap here because it really adds depth. But we can bring something forward. We can add a little oomph. So I'm thinking we get rid of these trapdoors. Who needs them? The big thing about Minecraft for me is trial and error. It's a lot of little bit of this, little bit of that. So it's completely fine if you switch things later. Right now I put fence gates on the sides because corners should have fence posts. They just look better, but any opportunity for detailing where I don't have to use a fence post corner, I'm going to use a gate. Now something fun you can do is open them all up Now it looks like it's supporting it. Switch them out. The big thing with campfires, again, is making sure they're all facing the same way. You don't want to have them going the wrong way. Isn't that just lovely? Okay, let's put them out. You can use a shovel to put them out, or you can use water. I find a shovel is just more forgiving. Isn't that pretty? Like, look at comparison again. Like, come on. Another thing I like to do is I like putting little flower pots underneath windows. So let's put a flower pot right here. I use moss just because it looks nice and better than dirt. But if you're starting out in survival, I would just use dirt. We're just trying to get in trapdoor so it does look like an encased pot. And let's add some flowers. Now, I used to like to have like the basic wood and stone colors and then having a pop. So the last build I just did on my channel was for my friend. He loves purple. So I used a bunch of purple flowers I could think of. So let's do my personal fave. Happy. It's a classic. Come on. And now, another block that I like to use that is more in a landscaping way. I really like using the bushes and grass as part of my decor. Like, isn't that so cute? Now we're moving on to windows. There is a lot of complexity when it comes to windows, and it's a really feely thing. You gotta feel it. But my biggest tip for everyone is do not use normal glass. Ew. We have stained glass. You might as well use it. And the best one I like to use is white, but some people will use light gray. I like white, personally, it's just what I gravitate towards, but some people like different things. So here I've just carved out a small window here, and I love it. I think it's really cute. I'm thinking we might, so I want to bring depth to this window. It kind of just looks like it got thrown in there, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to really add to the window. Don't really like that. We could add a banner, but that might not look too great. Another thing I like to do, I won't do it in this case because there's so much spruce doors happening. I'd actually probably use oak in this case, or any other that has a window. This one has a window, like mangrove would be really good for this. Is little blinds. Oh, that's actually really darling. I won't get too crazy and I'll use oak in this case though. Now we have little blinds. It does get rid of that curve we were initially going for, but a good way of bringing that back would be removing this pillar, which is not my favorite thing to do. But we can get a spruce and we can just add it back like this. Now, I would fill this space in. Don't neglect it. Uh-oh. I am breaking things. But I would make it look purposeful. Little this, little that, little something. Now we got a really cute overfront. We're gonna move on to some cute little outside decor and quickly wrap it up. I personally enjoy using some moss carpets and birch leaves. I find birch leaves just to have that like oomph, that like cute oomph I like. Now, when I'm doing bushes, I try to have like a 1-2 moment, and I would typically put them closer to, but these blocks are already being occupied. So I would do like a little oomph, oomph, you know? Little 1-2 moment. This might not be everyone's personal favorite. I like it. As well as adding the bush to add more oomph, but you don't want to overdo it. You gotta play. Yeah, look at that. Wow. It's not my best work, but just adding a little texturing. So I like the variety levels of height. I like how this one is the 2 and it's the highest point. But then you have the normal 1 full block, and then you get down to the bush here, and it just has like 1 sliver missing of a block, right? And then here you have the 1/8 on the bottom, and it adds just so much variance. You can also add moss on top of the leaves, which is like okay. I personally don't do it, but I don't think it looks bad by any means. And there we go. I hope these tips and tricks can help you and bring a little bit more foresight when planning. The biggest advice I could say is just trial and error. If you don't like something, switch it around. These are just building blocks for you to start thinking on how to incorporate things into your own buildings. If you would like me to do another episode of this, I 100% can, and I would love to have your suggestions down below. I'm thinking of maybe roofing next, or terraforming. So if you would like to know, please drop a follow and a comment, and I will make that video if you would like. Bye! No one knows that I'm listening to My Little Pony while recording this.